cover so many different topics on my podcast about this exact question.
Hey Byron, thanks for joining the One Question podcast. Firstly, would you like to introduce yourself and let the viewers know what led you to start creating a podcast to begin with?
So my name is Byron Dempsey, host of the Driven Young podcast, and I started my podcast because I think there's a massive problem in Australia and the world right now, and we're failing to educate the youth with practical life skills we don't learn in school. So I started the podcast as a way to help provide those practical life skills, and I interview guests across a variety of niches and subjects such as nutrition, financial well-being, and a bunch of other stuff, and that's why I started the podcast.
And the one question is going to be, what's some advice you'd give someone wanting to build a following, and what's something schools should be teaching but they aren't at the moment?
Some advice I'd give someone wanting to build a following is get on TikTok. In terms of practical advice, make sure you're using TikTok because that is the most viral and the most leveraged platform right now. It's where the majority of my listeners come from. So get on TikTok and use that as a vehicle to push people to where you want them to go. Or you can use it, you can get lots of followers and you can leverage that to get featured in the media and so on. Otherwise, you got to be consistent and you got to have the mindset of the audience of none mindset. So the audience of none mindset basically means what is something you would create for an audience of no one or zero people, an audience of none. So if it's podcasting or whatever type of content you're putting out, might be a vlog, what would you create? And if no one saw it, you'd still be happy. And if you have that mindset going in, you're not going to look at numbers, you're not going to get discouraged, then you'll be able to play the long game and go for a year, go to 2 years without getting results, and then they'll start to come in. And that's kind of the mindset I went in when it came to kind of building a following. Something schools should be teaching, but they aren't, is a lot of things. There's actually 3 key things schools should be teaching us. I think number 1 is financial literacy, so how to use money, how to make basic investments in a savings account and all that sort of stuff. Number 2 is learning about relationships, not just with a romantic relationship, but with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family, and understanding how relationships work. And number 3 is nutrition and health. These are 3 things that no matter what you do with your career, no matter what you do in your life, you're going to use these 3 things. You're going to use financial literacy, you're going to use money, you're going to be in relationships, whether it's romantic, family, or friends, or whatever it is. And number 3, you're going to be putting food into your mouth, and you're going to be having to look after your body with nutrition. So they're probably 3 key things I think we should be learning in school, but I could sit here and talk about that for hours and hours.